my name is Sheila Corona. Welcome to New Light Streaming Love and Sassy Seer Sheila, as this will be seen on both channels. I felt to record this one as another one of Jason's writings, and it was posted on Facebook 2 days before he decided to post that he was putting down the pen. This one is entitled Into the Silence of the Woods by Jason Gray. There comes a moment in every life when the noise of civilization grows unbearable, when the hum of engines, the constant rush of schedules, and the invisible weight of screens press so heavily on the soul that one begins to wonder what it might feel like to step outside of it all. Not forever, but for long enough that the body remembers its rhythm and the spirit reawakens to its origin. That is why one leaves for the lake, for the woods for a week, trading the concrete grid of the city for the timeless pattern of water, fire, and sky. The departure from the clock. The first hours away from civilization are disorienting. The body still reaches for its phone, still checks the time, still thinks in increments of minutes and hours. But in the woods, time is not measured by clocks. It's measured by shadows, stretching across the earth, by the rising of mist on the lake at dawn, by the slow arc of the sun dipping into the tree line. After a day or two, the tyranny of the schedule falls away. You wake when the sun calls you. You eat when hunger stirs. You sleep when darkness deepens. The artificial precision of civilization dissolves into the vast, patient unfolding of the natural world. The lake as a mirror. The lake itself becomes a teacher. Its surface is both still and alive, sometimes reflecting the heavens with crystalline clarity, sometimes rippling with the slightest breath of wind. Sitting on its shore, one begins to see oneself reflected in that shifting water. The mind, often turbulent in the city, begins to settle. Thoughts stretch out into longer silences. Worries lose their urgency. What seemed monumental in civilization becomes small against the expanse of mirrored water and open sky. The lake reminds you, you too are both depth and reflection. The solitude of the trees. The woods provide another kind of lesson. Standing among towering pines and birches, one cannot help but feel small, yet that smallness is not a humiliation, it is a liberation. For in the presence of trees that have lived 100 years, your problems, your anxieties, your constructed identity suddenly lose their weight. The forest strips you back to something essential, a being who breathes, who feels, who exists without needing justification. You begin to listen differently. The crackle of branches, the distant call of a loon, the rustle of unseen creatures in the underbrush, these become a language, more real than the endless chatter of human voices. The fire's reflection. It is by the fire, when the day's light has faded and the night has laid its cloak across the sky, that the deepest reflections emerge. Fire has always been the center of human gathering, the original hearth, yet in solitude, fire speaks differently. Watching flames twist upward, sparks vanish into the blackness, embers glow with slow persistence. This is meditation in its purest form. The fire burns away what no longer belongs. Thoughts rise like sparks, flaring then, fading into nothingness. You realize how much of your life is consumed by things like that. Like those sparks vanish as quickly as they appear. Beneath the flame, the embers endure. They glow with a steady warmth, reminding you of what is lasting: love, truth, presence, soul. Civilization often blinds us with sparks. The fire teaches us to look deeper, to see the glowing core of life. The final morning. On the last morning, the mist of the lake is different. You know this is farewell, though the water says nothing. The trees stand just as they always have, yet you look at them with gratitude, as if they had been guardians watching over you through the nights. Even the fire, reduced now to its final coals, carries a message. Everything ends, but endings are not loss. They are transformations. Packing your things feels strange. Each item carries a weight it did not have when you arrived. You fold clothes, gather tools, take down what you built for shelter, but you cannot fold silence. You cannot pack the smell of pine. You cannot carry the echo of loon song in a bag. They must be carried within. On the road home, now the road stretches ahead, leading you back toward the world of engines, noise, and urgency. Civilization waits, but you are not the same person who left. Your mind is quieter, your breath deeper. You drive with the echo of still water behind your eyes and the steady warmth of embers in your chest. You are on your way home. But what is home now? Is it the house in the city with its clocks and lights and endless distractions? Or is it something you rediscovered at the lake? The place inside yourself that belongs to no system, no screen, no noise. Perhaps home is not one or the other. Perhaps it is both. The city where you live and the silence you carry back. The true return is not to a street or a building, but to yourself, renewed. Carrying the silence back. When you step through your door again, the world will look unchanged. The noise will return. The schedules reassert themselves. The screens will again demand attention. But the fire remains within. The silence remains within. The reflections by the lake remain within. Civilization cannot erase what the woods have etched into your being. The journey was not about escaping forever. It was about remembering what it means to live in rhythm, to breathe in silence, to feel small and infinite beneath the stars. For when you sit by the fire in the woods, you are not escaping life. You are returning to it. And when you come back to the city, you carry that life within you as a compass, as a memory, as a flame that cannot be put out. Jason Gray. I would have to agree with Jason about that. I've come to feel as though, for me personally, a lot of my life has been about realizing that this out here is a reflection of what is in here. It is a frequency match to what I am moving through at any given moment. And maybe that's not so for all, but at this point in my life, that's what I see for me. What do you see for you? Until we meet again, my friends, be well.